Today, we learned the convicted murderer who escaped from prison repeatedly threatened officers when they tracked him down in Morgan County. Daniel Miner is now back behind bars. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Naja Sherman. Miner faces more charges after escaping from the Childersburg work release facility. It was under the Department of Corrections watch. WAY 31's Shosh Bedrosian was there when Miner was captured. She's now back on the scene where he killed someone almost 30 years ago. Shosh.
That's right, Dan and Naja. I'm live in Albertville, where the story all started for Daniel Miner back in 1993. Now it's calm and it's peaceful here, but last night was a different story for U.S. Marshals and for other North Alabama agencies that worked to recapture Miner last night. Today, investigators told me he posed a major threat to their safety. They told me Miner made threats and indicated he had a knife and even talked about an explosive device. U.S. Marshals were serving a warrant at a home in Falkville last night and confirmed escaped inmate Daniel Miner was inside. Today I learned more about those tense moments that lasted for more than 3 hours. Investigators say Miner forced the standoff by talking about explosives. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office and other agencies set up a perimeter around the home to monitor the area. That's because Miner was unpredictable. I spoke with the Morgan County Sheriff's Office about how officers adjusted when they identified the state of mind of Miner was in when they first saw him and why so many agencies were involved.
Anybody who was watching was able to see that it was very planned, very meticulous, and that all revolved around law enforcement safety. This is a convicted murderer who has a history of violence, on the run, facing life, so he has very few things that are going to keep him from taking someone else's life.
Now, I spoke with Albertville police, and they told me when Miner was initially arrested for the murder at this home back in 1993, they have no recollection of his behavior that was similar to last night. Now, the question that still remains for all of us is how Miner was in such a low security facility under the Department of Corrections watch if he displayed such violent and destructive behavior last night. Reporting live in Albertville, Shosh Bedrosian, WAY 31 News.
Thank you, Shosh. We still have a lot of questions about Miner's escape. As she said, we want to know why Miner was at a work release facility given his criminal history. We also want to know how he ended up 116 miles away from the work release site he was at and ended up in Morgan County.